I think it's important to recognize my friend Henry Louis Gillis. When I first went to the District Attorney's office in 1977, one of the first people I met, one of the first ones to welcome me to that office, was Louis Gillis. And I learned so much from him in his time in the District Attorney's office, where he too has a wonderful heart, a good mind, and a real caring for this community. So I thank you, Louis, not only for what you just said, but more importantly for your friendship over these 30-plus years. And I thank each one of you for coming tonight. You could have been somewhere else. Easily cooler, a little more comfortable perhaps, not with the coat and tie or the suit, but I appreciate your coming tonight. And I want to thank all those who made this possible. I have some tremendous volunteers, some of whom have been with me since birth. My dad is here. He's 93 years old. He's the official sign engineer. But for my brother, he might not have been here. So I appreciate, William, you're coming down from Birmingham today to make this happen. I was, in preparation for today, I pulled out some old boxes from the attic, and they were old. And I found a videotape of the swearing-in ceremony in 1993, and it brought back so many memories. And many of you were in that tape. Some of you were there with me the first time I hit the pavement, knocking on doors, trying to raise money. Some of you I've met since becoming district attorney. But I appreciate each and every one of you. A number of people have, when I called or ran into them, said, "Aren't you eligible for retirement?" And I thought for a moment, so, well, I guess I finally am. And I have to admit, I thought about it. Wouldn't we all? And I pondered time at the lake, time to travel. Sounded good. But I learned a long time ago that you have to think, what would life really feel like and look like if you made that decision? And I thought about some of the things that we've been able to do in our office. Making the prosecution of violent offenders number one. In just the past 6 months or so, I personally tried 2 capital murder cases, getting convictions in both, trying to make our community safer for all of us. And I thought about what we do with our children, and the fact that children who are abused and neglected or raped or even murdered, we've dedicated a prosecutor to helping them. We've worked with Child Protect and Jana Bailey. We started a child death review team. We've emphasized helping children. In the Violence Against Women project, we work closely with Karen Sellers and the Sunshine Center. We've created task force and groups to make the whole environment more pleasant, if you can do such for a crime victim. We've dedicated a district attorney to that prosecution and created programs like Target to emphasize and intervene in the cycle of violence. In juvenile court, on that video when I was sworn in, the first promise I made was to dedicate 2 full-time prosecutors in juvenile court, Beverly. We did that. And we've given more staff out there, and with help, we will do more, because if we can intervene earlier in the system, we will make a bigger difference with fewer adult offenders. We started the GRAVE program. We're working now with the school system on truancy, which is a terrible thing. Our children need to be in school, because with a good education, they have a better chance to get a good job and not be in the criminal courtroom. Drug court. We've had our ups and downs, but I am very happy to report that by the end of this summer, we should have over 100 people in a drug court changing their behavior instead of repeating criminal activity. And our pretrial diversion program, I got some heat on that, but I went to the legislature, and I'm so excited to report that with the legislature's assistance, the Montgomery County Commission has grown our program, and we now have a program for first-time nonviolent offenders that works, that is 5 times as big as it was when I started as DA. Now, that's not to say I'm coddling criminals. There may be some who say that. But I'm proud to report that that program, less than 4% of the people who complete it ever reoffend. It works. It works. I thought about all those successes and I said, well, you could retire on that. But you know what hit me? So I want to build on that success because we're not there yet. We have unfinished business, to put simply. There are also some things I want to work on that we haven't done. Number one is the program that Lewis Gillis mentioned, the Helping Montgomery Families. That has such potential. We've worked just our first full school year, and we have reduced suspensions 14% in 1 year. Just imagine what that's like if we can reduce crime by the same amount every year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're going to do that, but I know we will make a difference in the crime rate because we're addressing the problem before the kids get to juvenile court and adult court. So it is helping, and it's helping the school system. The one factor that I see in all the criminal cases that I've seen in 32 years, but the one thing that I see more often than anything is the lack of a good education. And so to me, that's where we can start to make a positive difference. We're still going to put the bad guys away. I promise you that. But we're going to work on helping our children. And the second thing that I want to do is to create the first ever in Alabama Family Justice Center. That's a big fancy term for a Walmart, one-stop shop for crime victims with special needs. What am I talking about? We're talking about battered women, abused children, elderly who are victimized primarily by family, and sexual assault victims who need special attention. Right now in Alabama, in Montgomery, if you were a victim of one of those, you might have to go to 30 different places to get the help you need. Wouldn't it be nice if you could go to one place and people were there to help you instead of sending you around the world? We've found a home, we've been trained, we have over 20 community partners signed up on the dotted line. We have 3 applications out for funding so we can open our doors. I will see this project through because I am that committed to it. Victims need us. Well, to summarize, what I discovered when I reflected on the past and I looked at the future, yes, retirement sounds good, but the passion still burns. I want to continue the work we started in 1993, working with victims of crime. It's where my heart is. I can't let go of that. We're going to fight for truth and sentencing. We haven't given up, Miriam. We're going to do that. I hope to live to see the day. And I will be the voice for victims in the District Attorney's office. Together, we will win. We will win in the courtroom, and we will win in the community. To stand tall for victims, and for what is right, for what is just, and for what is fair. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here tonight. On to victory, June 1 and November 2. Thank you.